According to the news in Singapore, the trade for the presidential election has already been confirmed. They are Kok Song, Tan King Lian, and Tharman Nam. So these three candidates will be contesting for the upcoming uh, as the upcoming president of Singapore. And I would like to take this opportunity to analyze all of their birth chart as to see who will stand the highest chance of becoming the next president of Singapore. So just some background, right? To be honest, I'm also not very familiar with the two other candidates. Um, Former GIC Chief Investment Officer Kok Song, former NTUC Income Chief Executive Tan King Lian, and former Senior Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam have qualified as candidates for Singapore's presidential election. The election announced on Friday, which is today, okay? And however, one of the candidates, or also called candidates, one of the members, or not one of the members, but this businessman by the name of George Go, right, was however unsuccessful in his application for certificate of eligibility, though he was not identified in the ELD's news release. Okay, so basically we have three candidates now. They are the Senior Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam and Tan King Leong and Kok Song. All right, these three candidates will be contesting for the Singapore's not general election, is the presidential election. So it is always my interest, or always my passion, all right, to analyze current affairs, looking at them from a Bazi's perspective. Why is it that, for example, Senior Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam is actually contesting in terms of as the next president of Singapore, and I will show you all this by showing you by decoding their birth chart and tell you who stand the highest chance to win the presidential election。 就是在新加坡呢，已经有3个就是政府认定的那个我们叫做什么就是有3个人会选那个总统的那个职位新加坡总统的职位。那我们都知道了，新加坡有分总理跟总统，对不对？总统就是那个 president。总理就是那个 prime minister 啦。那新加坡的那个总统是有选举的，是人民可以选的。所以我今天会跟大家分享一下，尤其是这3个我们叫做什么选举人的选举人，可以用选举人这个字吗？就是这3个会参加这个选举的3位人呢。他们的八字是如何？那我们先看一下 Mr. Tharman 的Mr. Tharman，OK，Mr. Tharman 大家都应该知道他是谁了，所以我会先 share 一下他的八字，让大家了解一下他的八字是怎么样的当然我并不知道他的那个 time of birth， 我只是从 Wikipedia 那边找到他的那个出生日期，所以呢，我们看一下他的出生日期了，大家一起来研究尤其是我的学生。那我们不要管他出生的那个时间，因为那个时间是随便放的We don't have the time of birth of Mr. Tharman because it is not stated on the internet. But nonetheless, we can observe that he is having a Wu Earth Day Master sitting on Chen Earth. And additionally, the Earth branch of the month pillar is of the Yin Wood, which is the longevity factor of Wu Earth. 就是呢，我们一打开他的命盘嘛，这个是 Mr. Tharman 的那个命盘 ，OK， 所以我换一下那个 banner 先让大家比较清楚我在说谁了哦。不是的话呢，我怕你们会 confuse， 有点 confuse，OK，所以让我打一下他的名字，OK 八字他的名字很长嘞，我看我 spell 出来先哦，Sham Mugara。OK， 他的名字蛮长的。OK， 所以呢，我写好他的名字了所以大家不会 confuse。那现在我们所看到的the chart that we are observing right now belongs to Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam. So to explain in English first, he is born with a Wu Earth Day Master sitting on Chen Earth. Okay, we can observe additionally that his month is having yin wood, which is a longevity factor. Within yin wood, there is Wu Earth being fire and yin wood being fire and Wu Earth, which actually can strengthen the Wu Earth Day Master. It is a phenomena called 杀阴上升的一个格局杀阴上升 means that you are having both seven killing, enhancing the resource factor. This is the chart characteristics. Okay, so we can conclude, right? Kind of conclude that, right? His chart is one that is strong. Of course, we don't have his time of birth, therefore we cannot be sure 100%. But looking at his past, we can observe that he was going through all the water and metal trend, and all these trends are actually beneficial in. Okay, so the internet is a little bit laggy, but what I'm trying to say is that we can observe in the year 2024, right, which is Yi Wood, having Yi Wood as the direct officer for a Wu Earth Day Master. 用中文来讲解呢，就是一个木土的日元嘛。如果它是圣旺的话，又遇到正官的时候呢，那是代表能够做到一个大官的一个时候在八字里面，如果我们是圣旺的话，见到正官，通常就是代表圣官发财，然后能够掌握到非常大的一个权利。所以我的分析呢是Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam 的那个八字呢是会让他能够成为很大机会能够成为下一任的新加坡的总统。The chances of Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam the chances of success of becoming the next president of Singapore is very high, given that he is a strong Wu Earth Day Master and he's entering into the Yi Wood. When it is found within someone's chart that is having a strong Day Master, it will translate to a situation whereby he will host very high position in the government or having very high authority, right? So we also can observe in the year 2023. It is likewise of the year Kui Mao. It is a sign of water enhancing the Yi Wood. As we all know, Mao Wood is equivalent to Yi Wood. Within Mao Wood, right, this earthly branch here, right, if you can see where I'm highlighting, likewise having a hidden stem which is called Yi Wood. Okay, so Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam will be given the highest position in the government in the near future. That's what the Bazi is telling us. Okay, perhaps I will write them down for my students so that they will have a better understanding. When it comes to Bazi, always want to look out for. 棺材哦，为什么呢？我们以前呢的人把那个人家死去了放在里面的那个东西嘛，就叫做棺材哦，因为人家死了，中国人就很注重一种事情，就是有一个吉祥的意义在里面，所以棺材嘛，好像人家我们每次去捐棺材，其实也是一个会让我们能够得到好的财富，还有官位的一个来的哈。那八字很喜欢两件东西，就是官跟财，能够得到大成功，就是要看他有没有官哦。官就是 authority 了。事情我们很喜欢的啊，尤其是现代的社会嘛，我们很多人不想要官哦，只要财就好了，因为有官呢，你也需要负很大的责任嘛，对不对？如果你变成一个官哦，你就要管很多人呢，那个压力是很大的哦，那个责任是很大的。Alright, in terms of budget reading, we always wish to have two things. The first thing is authority. The second thing is wealth. But I will say, in terms of recent years, I believe most people are more interested in wealth. All right, more people are interested in wealth instead of having authority, because we all know with wealth also will come authority. Wealth in the past, in ancient China, people will often lead to scholars in ancient China. They go and study very hard, and then they go and take exam in the imperial court, right? The imperial court examination, because right after that they will be given some form of official title in the government, right, becoming an officer, a government officer, then they will be able to receive a lot of financial rewards. That is the culture of ancient China. Okay, so another thing that we are always interested in is Chai. So for Mr. Tama, okay, for Mr. Tama Shamagaratnam, he is of a birthday master, right? 官 or especially 正官 okay, and that is exactly where his destiny trend or decade trend 就是十年大运呢 is entering birth chart at the year 2024, alright? At the year 2024, he is entering into the yin wood. Decade have heavily stamp, okay, as we can see. Yeah, 2023. This year 2023, we can also see that it is a year of Kui Mao. So let me write it down for you. I know that my internet is not really good, alright, so I have to speak slower. 2023 is I have mentioned earlier on within Mao is also having this hidden Yi. Okay, this is the hidden stem of the branch, right? This is the hidden stem of the branch. Therefore, we can observe that he is having 正官 means very high authority. Okay, whereas if he is having other things like 七杀, then it may not be any form of like a government official kind of authority already. Hello, good evening, Miss Maka. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry to say that my internet connection is still a little bit laggy. I can't really do much, even though I have called up the AIS and asked them to adjust my speed. But it seems that it's still a little bit laggy. But today's topic is really about helping my viewers to understand who will stand a higher chance to become the next presidents in Singapore. As we all know today, the news has announced that the three candidates are as follow. So I will bring up the panel again. The banner. The three candidates, right, contesting for the being to become the next president of Singapore. Mr. Tharman, Uncle, sorry, This is Mr. Tharman's Bazi. He actually stands a very high chance of winning. Reason being, he is entering into the right. This is direct officer. Okay, I will just write DO, which is the Yi Wood here. Okay, the Yi Wood, that trend is the direct officer trend for Mr. Tharman. Okay, so I will say he really stands a very higher chance of becoming the next president of Singapore. Okay, but we cannot neglect that there are two other candidates also. Perhaps we can also observe the Ng Kok Seng. Ng Kok Seng, is it? Ng Kok Seng. All right, Ng Kok Seng. He is actually having a Bing Fire Day Master that is strong. All right, ignoring his time of birth, we can see that his Bing Fire is sitting on 2 Yi Wood. All right, both are also of longevity factor, enhancing his Day Master strength. We can see that he is very rich. Right, he has been very wealthy since I will say since his late 50s. What he is saying was formal GIC chief investment officer. So I believe indeed he has accumulated a great amount of wealth in his life. But whether he will become the next president of Singapore, I doubt so. Because we can see, all right, in the year 2023 and 2024, what do we have? We have a phenomena of for 2023 wood enhanced by water. Given that he is already a strong Bing Fire Day Master, having wood presence in the year 2023 second half wood will both be negative factors for him. Winning this presidential election is very low, I would say. So I will just say that perhaps it's better for him to continue to to get himself involved with businesses or even like of career choices. All right, because he is not exactly having positive trends yearly trends these 2 years. OK， 所以中用华语讲多一次呢其中的一个candidate 呢，他的八字呢这2年2023年跟2024年都不好，因为他本身是一个身旺的丙火的日元，还是非常旺的一个丙火哦。丙火坐在一个然后他的月柱到这里这里月柱就是甲寅这里月柱叫做甲寅 ，OK， 就是我不懂能不能够 highlight 我的 mouse OK， 总之呢，你们看得到了它的月份就叫做甲寅，两个都是木来的，所以我们能够看得到木对他来说呢是一个凶神来的，印太旺就会变成一个什么状况呢？印人伤财印人伤财，等于呢他这2年嘛，就是甚至这1年他这1年花钱去选举这个我们叫做选那个 president 的那个 campaign 嘛，他一定会花钱，可是那个钱花了都会是浪费的。The money that he will be putting into for the campaigning of his presidential election will all be wasted, to be honest, because the second half of 2022 tree is of the Mao wood element. And Mao is able to combine with yin wood to form a two-half combination formation of wood. 就是呢，寅木嘛，跟卯木可以同时合起来嘛，寅卯辰画一个木局嘛，所以就等于什么？2023跟2024年他都会花很多钱，都会破财的所以我看不到他有什么希望Kok Song doesn't stand a high chance of becoming the next president of Singapore, and he will actually raise a lot of money within these 2 years, especially in the second half of 2023, whereby I believe he will be investing a lot of money into campaigning to contest to become the next president. Okay, so it's a rather hopeless case, I would say, to be honest. All right, so don't bother. Okay, not saying don't bother, but I mean don't invest too heavily until you overburden yourself, because all right, after 2025 the water elemental energy will further increase the strength of the wood element, which is the resource factor for Kok Song. So it's a pretty much a gone case. I really say it's pretty much a gone case. And entering into the Xu, right, after 2030, entering into the Xu decade trend, Yin Mao Xu will also form a fire combination formation. So I will say the decade trend, the best decade trends for Mr. Kok Song's life, all right, is already over. Perhaps I will also just for clarification purpose, right, type down, all right, Bazi of Kok Song, all right. Whatever you are seeing right now, right, on the screen is the Bazi of Kok Song, all right. So he shouldn't be able to become the president, to be extremely honest. Okay, so let's see what else I can see from his chat. His is a very hot chat. He actually has a good share of positive decade trends in the past 20 years. So he has climbed able to climb up any longer. All right, because the best years of his life have already been over. OK， 就是呢，他前20年他的大运是很好的，可以赚到很多钱前20年，因为我们看到什么，丙火生旺嘛，他从2055那个辛酉我们都知道，刚才说过了我们都知道，我们都喜欢官跟财，对不对？看八字都喜欢官跟财那他说一个丙火财是他的什么财就会是他这些嘛他的大运这些了，财就是他的根所以这个Kok Song 这个先生Mr. Kok Song， 他前20年真的很有钱他真的很有钱。可是呢，他最记得就是这笔神那木是什么？木就有2种嘛，对不对？不是阳就是阴嘛。那今年20卯木对不对？卯木地支卯地支，然后呢，然后2024呢，甲木天干呢。所以2023、2024他没有可能做到 president， 所以不用担心大家也不需要期待这个 Mr. Kok Sing 他不会做 president。OK， 我能够 confirm 这个，我能够 confirm 他不能够赢的。OK， 所以呢，看一下有没有其他的 comment 先。OK， 如果你们大家有什么问题或者有什么 input 有什么 opinion 也可以一起参加来讨论因为有时候 我讲解，大家希望大家能够了解。可是你们也可以问问题，就是可能说你们有没有一个心爱的一个 presidential election 的一个 choice 一个心里面喜欢的一个候选人呢？我自己觉得 Mr. Tharman 的那个机会会比较大了，OK？Mr. Tharman 的八字比较好，OK？所以今天所讲的东西刚刚进来的朋友呢，我今天讲的就是 Mr. Tharman，Mr. Ong Kok Song and Tan Kin Lian，他们的那个八字来看他们能不能够赢到这个我们快要来的那个总统的选举了，总统的选举，所以OK 啦，所以 Mr. Ong Kok Song 不需要有期待不需要有期待那我们看一下下一个是谁？下一个就是当天那 Mr. 当天练嘛，他现在走的运也并不是说好的运来的我们不要看他的出生时间，因为我们是没有他的出生时间，这些时间都是从 Wikipedia 那边找出来的。So let's not look at his time of birth because it is not the time of birth that is his real time of birth. Alright, I only have his year, month, and day of birth derived from Wikipedia. But nonetheless, we can see that his is a weak Water Day Master. Alright, Mr. Tang King Lian, who is he actually? He is the former NTUC Income Chief Executive. OK， he is the 就是以前的那个我们 NTUC 叫什么华语？那个 NTUC 你们知道就好了。有时候我突然间 translate 不过来。可是呢 ，what we are seeing is that he is having a weak Water Day Master. Additionally, alright, currently he is having entering into the Mao, Kui Mao, alright, 2023, which is Kui Mao, and then the decade trend he is into is of the Xu. Alright, what happened? Alright, let's write it down, alright, for clarity purposes. So I will also type down the banner. This is the Bazi of Tang King Lian. So Mr. Tang King Lian's Bazi, it doesn't show a positive decade trend and yearly trend also, okay? And let me explain to you why, okay, from a Bazi's perspective. Okay, so he's of a Water Day Master that is weak. Alright, for my students who have been following my Bazi teaching online, you will know that for a week day master, 一个身弱的一个日主了，我们需要怎么样 ？What we must do to help the weekday master, we must supplement it. Or what we Okay, so let me ask you, to enhance this day master strength, what will be needed? To enhance water, what will be needed? Not sure if any viewers is able to give me the answer. Alright, perhaps I will just give you the answer directly. We'll need the metal. We will need the metal to enhance. Okay. Clay is water. Okay, so but we can observe one thing, all right? Of course, we also can have the friends factor or companion factor. Okay, water can also be used to enhance. But let's look at Mr. Tan King Lian's current decade trend. What is happening? His current decade trend is at Xu. Right, this is his decade. And the year 2023, what happened? 2023 is of Mao. The year 2023 is of Mao branch. What will happen when Mao is being paired with Xi? Okay, so for a weak water day master that is meeting with fire, what will happen? We can picture that when a little bit of water is being splashed into a firing a very hot kind of wok, for example, it will form a kind of bomb explosion because the water evaporated too fast, and then everything just dries up, and then ultimately what is left is just fire. So when water that is weak is meeting with fire that is strong, it is a sign of wastage of financial resources also. Therefore, I will say Mr. Tang Qinglian likewise will waste his money on the campaigning for the presidential election, and ultimately he will also not be able to win because his 2023 and 2024 are both negative for him, especially 2024. What happened? 2024, right? Earlier on, I have mentioned that, all right, as you have observed from the birth chart, his decade trend is currently at Shi, okay, from okay, the Earth branch is at Shi, and Shi will clash with Chen. Both of these shares a clash, okay. For a Kui water day master that is weak, when it is facing a situation whereby one earth is clashing with another earth, okay, as for those who are not familiar with Bazi, Shi earth is a kind of earth elemental energy, and Chen earth, right? This Shi is earth, all right, sign of earthquake, all right, this is a sign of earthquake to tectonic plates. And then if you observe, right, whenever an earthquake occurred, after an earthquake, the only things that are left behind are ashes and earth, a lot of soil, right, within the environment. So I will say it will kind of is a kind of negative sign for Mr. Tang Qinglian also. So comparing these three candidates, all right, Mr. Tama will have the highest chance, all right. Let's look back at his Mr. Tama's birth chart again. Definitely, he stands the highest chance of winning because, as I've explained to you earlier on, all right, we lead direct officer in order to achieve great authority, right? And that is exactly what the decade trend that Mr. Tama Shanmugaratnam is going into the year 2024. So no doubt, all right, I'm very confident that Mr. Dharma Shanmugaratnam will become the next president of Singapore. So I will congratulate him in advance. Okay, and then yeah, really，就是用八字的角度来看嘛，一个人如果能够做到一国之君嘛，做一个 president，做一个总统，也差不多算是一国之君了。他需要非常旺的正官的运哦，他现在走了就是要进入的就是正官的运，一个正官的一个乙木是木土的正官嘛，对不对？对不对？当然，我们不知道他出生的时间。如果他出生的时间有害， 那也可以开到那个微土的那个wood storage 啊，那个我们叫做木窗，那更加的美。那他一直做下去，做到他77岁后掌大权的一个职位哈，好也是能够掌大权的一个职位，所以我们能够了解 Mr. Dharma 的那个 Tharma 的那个机会是最大的了，哦，就是那么简单的啊。可是我们看回去其他的那个 candidate， 好像刚才看的跟 Mr. Tang Kin Yong 嘛，哦，他继续去赚钱比较好，他不要进去政治的东西哈，因为他是一个身弱的命照嘛，哦，他以后如果继续去赚钱，他会赚到更多的钱哈，尤其是在2026年之后 ，alright for Mr. Tan Kin Lian, he's actually better to continue doing business, or do whatever he wants to earn more money. Perhaps this presidential election is just for him to as a platform for him to increase his reputation. I'm not sure, but ultimately, all right, some candidates they join the presidential election. They not really comes with the intention of winning, but really just for the sake of promoting themselves to raise awareness for their to raise their names, all right, to raise their reputation in the society. Okay, so that's my take on this presidential election. So really, Mr. Tharma will have the highest chance of wins because a lot of my clients have WhatsApp me and asked me who is going to be the next president of Singapore. So yes, very high chance for Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam to be the next president, and I believe a lot of people like him also because he seems to be a very wise person, mild-mannered but full of wisdom, and also he seems to be capable. I mean, when compared his behaviors and his ideas and his speech, I believe he has the foresight to help Singapore to become a better place for all Singaporeans. Hopefully, have yet to be realized. We can only wait and see 哈。就是很多新加坡的观众还有客人都问我谁分析一下了哈，Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam 他的机会是最大的。那也很多新加坡人喜欢他一个官员，由他的性格啊，甚至他的想法啊，都是蛮不错，就是比较有远见的一位minister 了哈，所以我们拭目以待了哦，很快就会知道。也不是很快哦，几时才选啊？今天才刚刚选公布哪3个会参选，对不对？所以我们就看哦，到最后是谁做那个总统，我们就很快就会知道了，应该不会太久。那个 election 是几时啊？大家知道吗？哦，那个 news 有没有说呢？是几时呢？那个 news 没有说哦，可是我们应该很快就会知道啦。这个是 Channel News Asia 来的哈，这个是 Channel News Asia 的那个好了，所以今天就大概说到这里啦。大家有没有什么问题呢？Any questions from any viewers? If not, I will just call it the day and feel free to like my video and share my video. Right, I believe a lot of Singaporeans will be interested to know right exactly who is going to become the next president of Singapore. Of course, as again, I would like to reiterate that this video is only for educational purposes. It holds no political implications. So I received a message from Koala. I welcome your opinion, right? We all have the right to hold our opinion regarding different minister, right? But okay, perhaps I will just read out this participant by the name of Koala. Though I appreciate your analysis, I disagree with your personal opinion and general perspective about Tharma. Overall, he's not as wide as you perceive. It is very subjective, of course. You are entitled to your opinion. I don't disagree with you. You are okay to, I mean, it's completely okay to say that he's not wise. Really, you have the right to state that he's not wise. I'm just saying that most Singaporeans believe that he is wise. You can disagree because it is really subjective. Okay, perhaps the definition of being wise is also very subjective. We can constructive conclusion as to what it meant by what it meant by wise, okay? Because 我们没有办法说什么是智慧嘛，是一个很抽象的东西，对不对？每个人对智慧这两样东西是很抽象。可是谢谢你的so I have to thank you for appreciating my analysis. From his Bazi perspective, I mean from a Bazi perspective, right? Is Mr. Tharma very wise? I will say, in terms of his wisdom, he's a kind of he's not that kind of very outspoken kind of person. In fact, when he speak, he doesn't express in a way that is very aggressive or too overt, okay, in his opinion, because we can see, right, first of all, he is having this Shangguang, which is an output factor for his chart, and this additionally another what we call combination actually occurs between this Chen and the Yo, which form a metal combination formation. Okay, so his ideas are what we call hidden. He doesn't when he speaks you may actually need some time to understand the true meaning of his speech. This kind of person, they are not very outspoken, but when they speak, they are full of what I call people who have Sangguan, right? They have very revolutionary ideas. And if you look at some of his, I mean, if you go to YouTube to search for some of his speeches, you'll realize that his ideas are very avant-garde in the sense that they are very untraditional. He will think far ahead into the future, for example, thinking about what will happen to Singapore when another pandemic strikes Singapore. What other disasters may affect Singapore in the future. Okay, so let's take a look at Mr. Kuala's comments again. Since you do not live in Tharma's constituency, I understand your limited understanding of him. However, I really enjoy your video and I hope to hear more from you. Yes, I personally live in a different constituency, but likewise, I have to admit, right? I personally have faced a lot of problems also when I was living in Singapore, and I have approached MP for help. I have approached the MP for help. I will not name the constituency that I stay in, but I will say 90% of the time when I asked for help, the help was not rendered. I was very disappointed. I don't know why. It seems that I don't know. Even I went for the kind of meet the MP session, right? Those that are held every Friday, to express to them in depth my problems and have gone through the cases that, right? I have every reason and every right as a citizen to ask for help, but ultimately I was met with disappointments again and again. But of course, I cannot explain in great details what actually happened because all these are very sensitive issues. But I have to say, no government in this world is perfect. No no ministers in the government is also perfect. In fact, a lot of ministers they also commit various mistakes, as we have observed in recent months, right? Some of them committed extramarital affairs. Some of them are investigated by CPIB. Um, what I'm trying to say here is that I can understand your frustration. All right, Miss. I don't know your gender, but may I call you Koala? I understand your frustration. To be honest, okay. I personally have been um, have faced issues in my life also, and in which I was not able to receive help from the relevant authority. Okay, so when you mentioned that I do not live in Dharma's constituency, I understand your limited understanding of him. Yes, I don't really understand what happened in your life. Perhaps you have faced similar issues like I do, like I did. Okay, but I'm also I had my share of disappointment. But as I mentioned, all right, all governments in this world are not perfect, and even ministers themselves, they are mere humans. They are not perfect. So, but what are the alternatives? I mean, seriously speaking, if PAP is gone, are we going to assume that Workers' Party can next form the next government? I don't know. Let's do a top experience here. I mean, out of the government, given that PAP has been years, you think PAP will so willingly let Workers' Party run the government smoothly if so happen that Workers' Party will be a general election? You think PAP will let Workers' Party have a peaceful time? Of course not. That is commonsensical. So if Workers' Day, right? I don't know how long it will take, right? I don't know how long it will take, how many generations it will take. But at least for the first 5 years, if, all right, this is just hypothetically speaking, if PAP is not able to gain the majority of the vote, instead another opposition party, all right, let's not talk about Workers' Party. We can also give the, give benefit of a doubt to uh, what was that party called? PSP, is it? All right. Perhaps they may also win. These are all political considerations that we have to look into as informed citizen. Let's say PAP cannot form the next government due to right the opposition parties. You think the opposition party will have a smooth time taking over? I don't believe so. Um, I strongly think that or suspect that a lot of problems will be happening when the opposition take over the government. OK，因为没有可能嘛，新加坡行动党已经在新加坡50多年的历史了。如果真的有一天他不能够作为政府了，反对党做了政府，那反对党他们就算变成了政府，那内部一样会有很多斗争的。Like even when the opposition party is going to become the next government, there will definitely be a lot of internal disputes and conflicts, politically speaking. And that will not be a smooth ride for all Singaporeans also. But of course, I'm not a politician. Whatever I share today is really just talking, teaching Bazi theory and philosophy. So it is a tough case for Singapore because for so long there have not been any competent alternative government. If one day the existing ruling party is not living up to the standard, then it is really a very sad day for Singapore. So I hope that really the ruling party will clean up their acts. For example, nowadays minister, uh, like some of the, I mean, just one of the minister is being investigated by CPIB. Hopefully, that will not be the tip of an iceberg. Okay, not the tip of an iceberg. But I don't know because it is still under investigation. No one should pass any comments about this case. Um, but a lot of trends, right, that are happening. For example, like minister living very extravagant, lifestyle. Living in very big houses. PAP say it's okay. CPIB say it's okay. So let's take it as it is okay for minister to live such kind of lifestyle, having very big houses, having swimming pool in their house, whatever. Okay, because they have the money and it's fine, all right. Just as the Prime Minister of Singapore say, they have the money, they have the freedom to live as they wish. Okay, but important for them to understand that whatever they are doing in their life will portray some kind of image. And they have to be very sensitive in how they portray their image. Especially so during a time when Singapore is having such a high rate of inflation, life, all right? Given that even food prices are increasing, transport prices are transport costs are living, the ability to buy a house is also becoming more and more difficult for the younger generation. Moral is two different things, all right? Legal, what is legal, what is moral can also be illegal, OK？ 就是法律上呢，犯法跟一个东西一样，怎么说呢？一件事情是对还是错，跟一件事情是犯法还是不犯法是两回事来的哦。这个是我们需要清楚的一件事情哦。打个比喻啦，我很喜欢说这个比喻，就等于马来西亚嘛，因为是回教国家，人家可以娶4个老婆啊，那是对还是错呢？可是不能够出去娶4个老婆，在马来西亚不是犯法，你在新加坡娶4个老婆是不是犯法？那是犯法。可是是对还是错呢？没有人能够说是对还是错，因为这些东西呢，怎么说呢？就要看你自己的本身的个人价值观啊，你的宗教的信仰啊等等的哦。你再回教，你是一个回教徒，你去4个老婆，然后你身边全部的朋友，整个社会都说啊，那个是对的事情哦，因为你是回教徒嘛，应该娶4个老婆的。可是你回到去新加坡了，你敢去娶4个老婆，你不是很 subjective 的，都是很客观，我们没有答案哦。可是八字能够给我们一些 insight， 就是告诉我们什么东西可能会发生，什么东西不可能发生。可是我也要重新的说哦，八字也没有告诉我们对还是错的。坦白说，八字只是好像一个 GPS 一样，它会告诉你哦，你这样直走的话，前面会不会有一个 roadblock？ 如果有一个 roadblock 的话呢，你就需要转你的方向哦。他会告诉你哪里塞车，他不会告诉你应不应该往塞车的地方走，那就是八字。他不会告诉你走这里是对还是错，他只会告诉你有什么东西有大的机会发生。八字命盘没有告诉你什么是对，没有什么是错的哈。有些好像等于有些嘛，好像打个比喻，何鸿燊 Stanley Ho， the casino tycoon. Do you think he live a righteous life or a life that is filled with sin? As a casino tycoon, a lot of families are destroyed by the building of the casino. But ultimately, he lived to such a long age, right? He lived until his 80s or 90s, was it? And he also had 4 wives, right? He also had 4 wives, and also very wealthy, as all of us know. Why is it that he didn't get that kind of karma, the negative karma, due to the wrongdoings, right? Bazi will not tell us all this, okay? This all kind of right and wrong, or whether something is the moral or immoral. Bazi will not tell us all this, but it will, will tell you, right? From the Bazi chart of Danny Ho, you can see he is someone born with a very special chart that will give him both the chart that he is born. Perhaps in previous life he has done a lot of positive karma that have gave him such great fortune in this lifetime. Okay, so hopefully I have been able to share some of my opinions. Once again, just want to repeat myself. Today's sharing is basically from the Bazi perspective, or to teach my students and to teach my viewers how to interpret events in our lives using Bazi. Is all for educational purposes. Whatever I share today holds no political or jurisdictional implication. So thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please like, give me a thumbs up, or help me share the video so that more people will learn about Bazi reading. Thank you very much and have a good evening.